What's the pettiest thing you've ever done? My roommate ate my leftovers one too many times, so I created a fake job offer that made him move across the country. We'd been living together for 2 years, and he was great, except he had this habit of eating food that wasn't his. Not just snacks, but meals I'd spent hours cooking and was saving for lunch. He'd always replace them with cheaper versions, like swapping my homemade chicken parmesan with a $3 frozen dinner, which just made me more mad. I tried everything, labeling my food with huge "do not eat" stickers, having serious talks at 2 a.m. when I'd find empty containers, even bought a mini fridge with a padlock for my room. Nothing worked. He'd just laugh it off with a quick sorry and do it again the next week. I spent my Sunday making my grandma's special lasagna recipe that she taught me before she died last year. It took 6 hours and used ingredients I had to search 3 different specialty stores to find. Imported cheeses, homemade pasta, the works. When I saw the container open and food ruined, I actually sat on my kitchen floor and cried, thinking about all that effort wasted. I put it in the fridge at 11 p.m., went to bed, and by 7 a.m., half was gone. He had eaten it after coming home drunk and left the rest to spoil on the counter, sauce crusted over and flies already circling. When I confronted him, he just shrugged and said, "I'll buy you a frozen one from the store. They're like $4." That's when something in me snapped. He had been job hunting for months, trying to get marketing positions at tech companies. His resume was always open on his laptop, and he kept talking about how his dream was to work at this huge company in Seattle. He'd applied there 5 times already and gotten rejected each time. I created a fake email account that looked official, recruiting@firetech-careers.com. I made a LinkedIn profile for a fake recruiter with a stock photo, complete with 500+ connections and a 5-year work history. Then I sent my roommate an email saying a hiring manager had found his resume in their high potential folder and was impressed by his innovative approach to digital marketing. I spent hours making everything look real. The email signature had the exact company font. I recreated their logo perfectly, even made a fake job description matching his skills word for word from his resume. The salary offer was huge, $30,000 more than he made, plus competitive benefits and generous relocation. He was ecstatic. He called his parents at midnight to tell them, posted screenshots on social media with thumbs up emojis, and gave notice at his job the next morning. He didn't question why they weren't doing video interviews. I'd said they were trying a new, streamlined hiring process for top-tier candidates only. For 3 weeks, I kept it going. I sent him paperwork with official-looking watermarks, detailed onboarding documents, and a fake employee handbook I spent an entire weekend creating. I told him they'd pay $5,000 in relocation costs if he could start in 2 weeks. He packed everything, gave up his apartment lease, sold furniture for pennies on the dollar, and drove his beat-up Honda across the country to Seattle. The morning he was supposed to start, he showed up at the office in a brand new suit he'd spent his last paycheck on, only to find no one expecting him. There was no job, no recruiter, and no apartment to come back to. He called me sobbing, explaining how embarrassed he was sitting in the lobby for 3 hours while security called around trying to figure out who hired him. I told him how sorry I was and offered to let him stay with me when he got back. I even said I'd help him find a new job, but he never came back. He found a tiny apartment in Seattle and started over from nothing. Last month, exactly 1 year later, I got a card from him with a photo inside. He's married now, with a beautiful home and a job at an actual tech company that saw his resume when he applied for an entry-level position. On the back, he wrote, "Thank you for the greatest mistake of my life. I never would have found the courage to start over without you. I still have the fridge all to myself, but every time I make my grandma's lasagna, I make the full family-sized recipe on purpose. I sit at the table alone, staring at the other empty chair, and half of it always goes to waste. Sometimes when I'm throwing it away, I wonder if the price of having everything exactly where I want it was actually worth it."